It's still quiet here because people are at talks. You are not because you're here. Who are you and what brings you to JFall?
I'm Martijn Dashorst. I work at Topicus and we are a Java and .NET shop. We build systems for the general the Dutch population. I work at the education part of the Topicus company, and I work at a system for trade schools to register students, their studies, their attendance, etc. It's a system that started in 2008, and we have a long history of Java upgrades, etc. So I'm a Java head, and that's why I like going to the JFall.
You talk about an old project. I think a lot of companies have old projects which are still running in production and need some update at some time. How do you handle such a challenge?
Well, we constantly monitor, of course, the Java ecosystem and we upgrade our software. So we started, I think, in Java 5. We migrated to Java 6, Java 7, Java 8. Until recently we migrated to Java 11, and we're currently on Java 17. We migrated from Wildfly version 13. We're a Jakarta EE application. So we were running 2 years ago at Wildfly 13, and we migrated it to 26.1.3 at this current time. And we're currently working at our backend system because we started in 2008. We use Hibernate Criteria API quite a lot, about 40,000 lines of code that uses it directly. And we need to transform that to JPA criteria, otherwise we can't migrate to Hibernate 6, and we really want to because we want to stay ahead with Java and Jakarta EE stuff.
What is the most difficult move from 7.8, 8.11, 11.17? Can you compare that?
We had some unfortunate incidents. I worked also at the primary school system, and we moved from Java 6 to Java 7. And that worked pretty well, but we went through a rough patch for about 2 weeks. We put Java 7 live, and they changed the thread block behavior. So it went from, if I remember correctly, from timed waiting. So you get 10 milliseconds or 10 microseconds pause for waiting for the lock to come free, to polling to keep polling whether or not the lock became free. And that caused a lot of synchronization issues in our multi-threaded servlet application. And so we were constantly waiting on deadlocks in our application, and we tried reproducing it or to try to do performance tests in our own test environments, but we couldn't get the same amount of load our users triggered. So it was constantly, put the version live. Oh, now it hangs on this point. Take a stack dump, find out what the lock was, transform that into non-blocking code, and then put the next version live. And until we had all the bottlenecks ready. That was the biggest problem we had with upgrading Java versions. Ever since we learned to first put the Java version, update the Java version for the runtime without changing your code, and then only after that runs very well, modify the source code as well.
That's something people don't realize. So you can run an old version Java on a newer runtime in production.
Yeah.
So that's the first step. Try your application on a newer runtime and then start moving into the code.
Yep, that's what we currently do. So now we're containerized and such. So you just ship your Java version inside your container. So it's just packaging the new version in your container and then shipping it, and not change your source code, because otherwise you're married to that particular version. You can't go back. One of the things we learned back then is you always need to be able to go back to the prior version. Otherwise, you're hurting your users too much.
Why do you want to move? Is it to make your developers happy that they can use the latest Java? Is it performance? Is it security? What are the main topics there?
All the things. So it's very difficult to get new employees if you're not working with new technology. It's already difficult to get people to get enthusiastic about Java. I don't know why, but apparently it's very difficult. Oh, you're working with Java? That's the COBOL of the current times. I enjoy programming in Java. I have no things that I want to switch. I have no incentive to switch at this moment. And I think the Java ecosystem is moving very quickly ahead and improving quite a lot. But performance, every new release or a long-term release gives you better garbage collection, fewer bottlenecks in locking experience, easier to write code, all the kinds of stuff all the goodies that you enjoy. It's mandatory to upgrade your Java versions, also for security reasons as well. And if you want to keep with the times with the ecosystem, so if you want to enjoy, for instance, Wildfly and new Jakarta EE versions, then you have to move with Wildfly, and Wildfly stopped supporting Java 8 quite a while ago. They'll soon start requiring Java 21. So we need to migrate to Java 21 as well, etc., etc., etc.
And is CV, so I just talked with Garrett about if you're on Java 17, but on the first release of 17, then you have a long list of vulnerabilities. Once you're on 17 or 21, do you keep updating your runtime every 3 months in production? Is that feasible?
You mean to non-long-term support?
No, to the 17 updates, 07, 08, or...
Yeah, we usually do that, yeah.
And that's because of these vulnerabilities?
Yeah, but also because it's quite easy. It's just fixing a minor version in a build file, and then you have the new version.
And indeed, once you are on 17, it keeps being the stable 17 you have before.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for sharing your experience, and have fun here at JFall.
Thank you.